Calling your own citizens predators just because they dare to criticize your shiny new surveillance Trojan horse.
For as long as I have been on the internet, there has always been parental controls.
Instead of that over-engineered.
Welcome back to Common Sense Lab, where we break down the real-world issues people are going through with actual data, not just feelings. Welcome to Britain in 2025, where your face is the price of entry, your privacy optional, and if you dare to question it, you're not just wrong, you're a threat.
I just want to remind you that the reason all this censorship shit is happening all at once is to overwhelm you. The UK government with its Online Safety Act, Collective Shout, the Australian government banning social media for people under age 16. It's to control you. For as long as I have been on the internet, there has always been parental controls. On your console, on your internet router, you can literally block websites from being accessed on your own home internet. Oh, you don't want your kids to use social media? Don't buy them a phone. Be a better parent. It's not about protecting children. That we need to stop falling for that. It's never about protecting children. It's about collecting your data. It is easier to control what we see, to sell our information, if they limit what we have access to. If there are only a few sites that we can use, or if there are sites we want to use and we need to put our identification in. That's all they want. They want your information, and you can't let them have it. And just a reminder, these people aren't as powerful as they say. They work in buildings. Visa and MasterCard have building offices. Collective Shout, they work out of somewhere. Now, I'm not saying that you should hurt these people. I would never advocate for violence. That's ridiculous. But just remind them how uncomfortable it is to be watched without your consent constantly.
He's right. Parental controls already exist. Phones, routers, apps, you name it. But they're not interested in tools. They want control. Here is the thing that no one in power wants to say out loud. They don't care about protecting your kids. They care about profiling you, building digital files on your face, your habits, your ID. This isn't about safety. It's data capitalism wrapped in virtue signaling and moral panic.
If you oppose the Online Safety Act, you are on the side of predators. That is what a UK government MP tweeted last night. And I swear to God, this might be the most deranged, manipulative bullshit that I've seen this government spew out yet. Calling your own citizens predators just because they dare to criticize your shiny new surveillance Trojan horse, that is not governance. That's like a toddler throwing a tantrum whilst they're holding the nuclear codes. It is straight up regime language. You don't support our law? Well, then you must be evil. You question us? Well, clearly you want to see children harmed. According to this guy, that makes me a paedophile sympathizer now because I don't want to scan my face every time I want to look at Wikipedia. It is a cheap, cynical move. Wrap a bad law in, but think of the children, and anyone who disagrees can be branded a monster. Classic authoritarian playbook. But the reality is that the people pushing back on this act aren't predators. They're parents, they're tech experts, and they're privacy advocates. They're just ordinary citizens who understand what this law actually is, a massive fucking power grab dressed up as safety. This law gives the state and unaccountable third parties access to your data, your face, your emails, and your private encrypted messages. And because the government knows that, their response isn't to address the criticism, it's to smear anyone raising the alarm. Because if they admitted that the act threatens free speech, privacy, and basic civil rights, the whole thing falls apart. So instead, they weaponize shame. If you disagree, you're with the predators. And the dangerous part is, once a government starts branding anyone who disagrees as the problem, the whole thing falls apart. Today it might be support the Online Safety Act or you're with the predators, but tomorrow it might be support this surveillance law or you're with the terrorists. Fuck that, fuck this narrative, and fuck a government that's so drunk on power that it thinks that it can blame anyone who disagrees with any of their laws, a paedophile sympathizer, and get away with it.
Let that sink in. If you oppose the law, you're now on the side of child abusers. That's not a debate. That's a threat, weaponized shame. A classic authoritarian tactic is to wrap surveillance in virtue and brand anyone who disagrees a monster. Because if enough people believe the lie, then nobody questions the reasoning behind it.
Online Safety Act. I think I've just thought of the best way of doing this. Why'd they have to do it the way they've done it? It's stupid. I'm not sure, but I think I've had a brain baby. But I may have just done what no person in Parliament could have thought of. Why am I driving trucks? Instead of all this invasive facial recognition, put all your personal information into one basket, send it off to a guy that has nothing to do with the UK Parliament or government, and just expect him to hold on to it and not inevitably lose it via a hack or a leak, and then the government just go, oh, well, we didn't know that would happen, but you will be receiving car insurance quotes via text. Instead of that over-engineered bullshit that the government's put in place, why don't we just put passwords on browsers? Yeah. Do you know, like when you go into a game and it says username, password? Why can't we do that? Why can't we do that? You double click on the browser, brings up an interface, please log in. What's wrong with that? How come no one has thought of this? Kids don't buy their own computers. Parents tend to buy computers, right? So then the parents will set it up for the kids, okay? And they'll make the logons, okay? You know how you got logons on your PC like Windows, and you've got logon for you, the adult, or logon for the child, and the child's are all parental control. Do the same bleeding thing. I don't know why I'm in a truck. I should be in Parliament. I should be in government right now. No one would care if you did it this way. If you did it that way, no one would care, because they could still watch their, meat cannon shit and, not feel like people are watching them doing it. And that would also defeat the VPN thing, because you'd still have to log on to the browser even if you was using the VPN. I'm a fucking genius! Angry day for MP 2026. Do I hear anything? For a bit more detail, the companies that own the websites, all they'd have to do is just say this is 18 plus, and when the kid logs on to his, the 18 plus never shows.
This man drives a truck, yet somehow he solved a problem the government experts couldn't. Most of us already know that parental controls exist, browser restrictions, child accounts, so why skip all that and go straight to biometric scanning? Because you are back at trying to survive a rigged game where the rules are being stacked high against you. This does not require more effort. It's about getting everyone else into a system, a funnel, where your face is tied to everything you click, watch, say, and do.
So I just seen it on TikTok there. I don't even know if it's real or not real, but it's actually totally fucked up regardless, right? And it's our government going to be now checking how many holidays you go a year. So for people on benefits or people that are self-employed or got their own businesses and they're paying tax, if it adds up to the lifestyle that they're telling them. I mean, who the fuck does this government think they actually are, and what are their gain is in return? I mean, our parks are overgrown, they're not getting cut, our councils are shutting down buildings, our roads are a fucking disgrace. NHS? What fucking NHS? By the time you get to see somebody, you've got about 20 other conditions. Like, you're actually forced to go private because they're just telling you it's 3 years waiting for the NHS, right? So, what is it we're actually paying our taxes for? What are we paying our council tax for? They hardly ever fucking empty our bins. They don't do fuck all anymore. And they're wanting to police us and tell us how to live our life. See, unless you're absolutely a billionaire and you can go and put your money in all these different countries, so it doesn't affect the billionaires or the really, really, really rich, right? And it doesn't affect anybody that's not working, because they'll still get their wee house paid, their council tax and their benefit, and they'll have enough to live, and they're happy with that, which is good, right? Brilliant, because I'm not slating anybody. But see people that are actually out working, small businesses, people that are trying to better themselves, what are they getting rewarded? I mean, you go and buy your house, right, and all you have to do is worry about a mortgage or getting your house took off you. See if you're sitting in a wee council house and you lose your job, it doesn't matter, your house is there regardless. They just start paying your rent for you, right? See when you've got a mortgage on your head, all you're doing is worrying. See the day your mortgage is paid off and you need a home, wee Jimmy is sitting in his council house, goes into a home, right? You're having to use your money that you've worked hard for to pay for the exact same bed in the exact same home as a person that's never worked in their life. And you've actually worked hard thinking, I'm going to leave all that money to my kids. You're leaving fuck all with your kids, you're just in the system. See the things I've found out, like about actually only buy your own house if blah blah blah. Otherwise don't buy a fucking house, Because the more assets you've got, the more the government will just take off. Like, this country is awful, and it just does not give a fuck about its own people. Like, it just does not give a fuck. It's actually taking for us. Like, I actually hate this country. I fucking absolutely hate this country. This country drains the fucking life out of me. I mean, pensions, we get about what? Our older people get 20%, and that should be enough to live on, and you should be grateful with that. When you've got all these fucking other countries that are like fucking 50, 60, 70. What do we want to live in this country for? Why are we not just going, fuck off, I'm going to open my business, or I'm going to go and do my trade in some other country where I'm fucking rewarded, where I've got a better standard of life, where you're not just want to shaft me and take it off me? I actually think it's fucking scary. And it's nothing about, like, people that can get 3 holidays a year, you're doing actually really good, right? It's a principle. Who are they to fucking say what we do with our money? I mean, there's some people out there that make more than me or whatever, but they smoke or they drink or whatever they spend their money on. And then there's somebody who maybe saves up to go. What about all these lassies? I mean, what if my sugar daddies want to take me away on holiday, and each one's paying for a different holiday, and I want to go like 6 holidays a year? I mean, it's not costing me nothing. It's not coming off my lifestyle. So who are they to tell me I've not to go on my sugar daddy holidays?
It's not just online anymore. Now it's your holidays, your bank account, your assets. Work for yourself? Go on more than 1 break a year? Congrats, you're suspicious. Meanwhile, billionaires fly tax-free, private equity raids the NHS, and working people, the ones keeping the economy afloat, are being watched, audited, and squeezed for daring to dream of a week in Benidorm. This isn't governance, it's surveillance of the middle class downward. So let's be real, this isn't about keeping kids safe, this is about training adults to submit, to ID scans, to surveillance, to moral blackmail, to silence. And if you dare resist, you're not a citizen with rights, you're a threat to be neutralized. If you found this breakdown useful, hit that subscribe button. We're building a community of people who want to understand what's really happening behind the headlines. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Are you seeing similar issues where you live? And let us know if these videos are representing your reality. At Common Sense Lab, we don't just react, we connect the dots, expose the patterns, and remind you, the system isn't broken, it's functioning exactly how it was built, and that means it can be rebuilt.